I am Bhavna, live from Traders Conclave 2022. We have Mr. FIDAI here with us today. So, hello, sir.
Hello, Bhavna.
Yeah, so please tell me what you do and what made you come here to this event.
Well, what made me come here, I will tell first, and then I
Okay.
will tell what I do.
Yes.
It was Ashok. Ashok made me come here because I have been doing a little, this online conferences with him. So he said, this time you have to come and we want to meet. So I said, we have been, interacting, but we are not meeting. So maybe let's come. Yeah. So that was the reason I came here, main reason. And he said, you have to be mentor. I said, I don't know what you mean by mentor. And meet people. And maybe, if they have any queries or questions, you, because of your experience and knowledge, you can share with them. So I actually do, now I will tell you what I do. I do mentoring in real life.
Amazing.
So I do mentoring programs for my students. And so this was like, purely what I do, I am doing here, same thing.
Yeah.
So that's more the reason to come.
But I would say you're a very warm person to talk to. So I've been talking to you for a while now, so I get it. So what made you interested in investments or finance or whatever it is, like stock markets or trading? Like,
Well, it's been a very long journey, Bhavna. It's been 32 years.
32 years is a lot.
Yeah,
I don't think 32 years ago, 5% or 2% of India knew about stock market.
probably very less people,
Yeah.
right? And I was in a bank at that point in 1990, pre-Arshad Mehta.
Okay.
That's how I got introduced to stocks. People were applying for IPOs, so I also started IPOs. I started a small mutual fund kind of, setup.
Okay.
That time only one mutual fund was there and there were no rules, regulations, and it was just like friends, families and all that. I would collect money and put it in IPOs.
Huh.
So we collected something like 1,60,000 in full 1 year over in small installments.
Huh.
And we collected small installments, right? Of 10,000 each every month. And there was some loan of 40,000. So 160 became 10 lakh.
10 lakh.
That was
Yeah.
crazy, and I did not know what to do because I was just young. I was just
Yeah.
20, and maybe by the end of the whole thing, in 2 years, it went to such a huge number. And I had no mentors, nobody to tell me what to do, and we thought like every time, this time markets will go still further up. And it fell.
Yeah.
Then it came down, but still we were able to return back a good chunk. We collected a unit of 200 each per month for 1 year. That is 2,400. We repaid almost 4,500 to them.
Okay.
So each person who had invested 200 rupees for 12 months, they got fantastic returns. So they were happy, and somehow being in a bank, there were not so many, conditions or restrictions like we have today.
Yeah.
So it was a different time at that point. So all those things means I would say, if I tell you one example at that point, we used to pay brokerages like around 2%. Right now people don't want to pay brokerage.
Brokerage only. Yeah. They
Second
do
thing
zero
is,
brokerage
yeah.
only.
Second thing is we were paying the brokerage was so high, then you wanted some
Returns also.
no,
high.
you wanted instant money because
Instant
that
money.
time the settlement was almost 1 month.
Oh, okay.
So you'd get your money you sold today, you would get money almost after a month. So you want some instant money, let's say, then you had to pay 10% brokerage.
Oh, okay.
So I paid that also because I wanted to, buy my flat at that point. So this is how it all
I think
started.
you've seen all phases of
Yeah,
it,
it's been a 3 decades long journey. But at that point I was zero in technicals up to 2003-4.
Okay.
That is 13-14 years. Then I left the bank in 3, went to Dubai, left that, came to India, and then I said I don't want to work for anybody. So the easiest way to do is, markets. So I got into markets, bought one computer. That time I still remember Intel P3's, copper mine something, 60,000 rupees at that point.
time,
That was very expensive, but still, like when I got it, so one of my friends gave me a CD of one software. And that's how my journey into technical started. So that's how I became a technical analyst. And within 1 to 2 years, like word spread around that, when people wanted to learn. So one of my first protege, you can say, and even the person who is one of the main speakers, Nuresh Mirani.
Okay.
He is my nephew.
Oh.
So he joined me and he said, I also want to learn from you. So that's how the whole, the process started. He learned, his friends came into the whole thing, and the journey currently, like I earlier used to do different kind of programs, but nowadays I do a lengthier program, 150 hours of learning, and it's more holistic. So people get, large amount of experience that I have gained also passes on to them. And I call them a mentees, and I believe mentees should be for lifetime. Mentees cannot be for few months or few days. So mentoring program is something where I commit myself for a lifetime.
Very, very nice. It's like I told you, you're a very warm person, and that says it all.
It reflects from you also. I always believe it's the life is all about exchange.
I know.
So what you get, you give.
True.
So yes, Bhavna, the compliment is for you also.
Thank you.
And I also wish you lots of success in your endeavors.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. It's great talking to you. Thank you.
Always welcome, right?